Good evening. I call this meeting to order. Would all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons.
Here.
Councilmember Jack Seddick.
Here.
Councilmember Litzo.
Here.
Councilmember McLean.
Present.
Councilmember Reinecker. Councilmember Schaefer.
Present.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Here.
Thank you. We have no introductions, recognitions, or presentations this evening, so we'll move directly into public comments.
Let me
City
read the
Clerk?
statement.
Yes.
Okay. The public comments portion of the meeting is an opportunity for the city council to listen to comments from citizens. It is not a question and answer session, and the city council will not respond to comments or answer questions during this period. The mayor may refer any matter brought up to the city council to the chief administrative officer or city clerk if action is needed.
Thank you. David, has anyone filled out a comment card who wishes to make a public comment?
Yes, Mayor and Council, there are a couple requests for comment this evening. The first is from Linda Stanton.
Are you bringing your sidekick?
I am. He's a stronger voice than me, probably. Thank you for inviting us to come and share our experience tonight. I know we're here really to talk about storm water runoff, and we're new to Kirkwood, so we're really grateful to be part of this community. But we moved into a house, and shortly thereafter, a house next door to us was torn down up the hill from us a little bit. And from that point on, we started having major water problems. And the house there took 3 years actually to get built because there were so many problems. They had to pour the foundation more than one time. It was just one kind of disaster after another. As a result of that, our backyard, which we purchased the house because it was a Japanese garden. It had no grass. It was rocks, walkways, boulders, and about 150 plants. As a result of whatever shenanigans were happening up there, all of that got destroyed. We had water just shooting through that yard. We tried to have conversations with the builder. They made a lot of promises to us that they never kept. At the end, basically the builder was gone and we were left with a disaster in our backyard. So we had a choice to either try to sue the builder, which seemed like a lot of money, or try to restructure our backyard. And it cost us about $11,000 to have everything torn out, to have the ground graded, to get sod put in, and then about $800 in water because we had to do it in the middle of summer. And so I think what our point is, we felt like we just moved in. We just are living in this little house. We're retired people. We don't have, we don't have $12,000 sitting around, just throw at a backyard. And we couldn't get anybody to help us. And so what we're really asking, I mean, we are where we are. We have a beautiful backyard now. It's not what I wanted, but we do have a backyard. We still have water problems. Nobody can identify where these water problems are still coming from. But we're just asking that some consideration be made for us taxpayers on what you're building. That's a ginormous house that now we have zero privacy in our backyard because their kitchen basically looks right into our backyard. And we still have water problems. And so I guess what our ask is going forward that they really take into consideration what these giant homes are, the footprint that it's having on the rest of the community and people around us. So we're grateful to be here. It's a lot of money we had to spend, and I hope that going forward they do something different. So I don't know if you had.
Thank
I
you.
think it was just all caused by the size of the house and all hard surfaces
We've-
and the, are we done?
Yep.
And so,
We-
and it all failed and it all came our way. We had to rectify it ourselves. So thank you.
Thank you.
Jed Ellerbrook.
Hey, go Kirkwood football on Saturday. Just you want me to? Okay. We live at 410 West Jefferson. It's over here by the park. our neighborhood, oh, there's just a ton of water. You know, when it rains, we get a river in our backyard. The consultant that Kirkwood had this spring or summer came, and our neighbor had complained a few times. They came and checked out our situation. They had these topographical maps. They told us that 2 acres worth of water was draining into this one spot that's in between our houses. It's like 10 foot wide. It's a river.
Right in between us and our neighbor's house.
Thank you. Our neighbor and us have split the cost for like $15,000 worth of drains and pipes to try to hurry up and get the water, you know, from near our foundations and houses out to the street. That's great, but sometimes it rains 2 or 3 inches in an hour, and the pipes, you know, no amount of pipes could keep up with that. And so we just get this huge river.
Up to like me.
And so, gosh, I think Kirkwood needs to have restrictions, you know, that protect homeowners in neighborhoods. And I think they probably need to be stronger than they are today. I think that they're pretty loose today. You know, I work and have lived in Clayton. I know how strict and crazy that is. Those restrictions are dramatically more strict than Kirkwood's. So I would like to strengthen them. One story, I think I'm not out of time yet. My brothers own a restoration company. So like water damage, fire damage, mold damage. The business is in Denver. They know a bunch of people here in St. Louis that work in that industry, Woodards, et cetera. Kirkwood is a gold mine in the water restoration industry. Expensive houses, nice houses, people that care about them and want them to be improved. The amount of water damage in our community is enormous relative to other places in St. Louis, relative to other places in the country. I just wanted to share that little context. Anything you want to say? All right.
Thank you.
Tina Hoister.
Hello, Council. My name is Tina Hester, and I'm a lifelong citizen of Kirkwood. And I have some concerns. And my biggest concern is the lack of transparency about the developments. Every few weeks, when I go through Kirkwood, there's another lot or a house being torn down and multi-family housing going in. The reason I say lack of transparency is when I've tried to find out about future projects coming up before or what they were doing right now, several times I've been referred to the master plan of the website. And I'm here to tell you that master plan website is very user unfriendly. Plus, I want to talk to people. I don't want to have to read through and try to figure out this and that. I came up here one time to talk to planning and development because, well, I have a few suggestions. Things change from year to year. Having a master plan that is that long seems insane to me. What I also believe is that there are many businesses who develop or they have products going out, and what they do is they pause and they take a chance to gather feedback again, you know, to look at, hey, how do you think we're doing? I've never seen anything like that here. The only level of transparency I've seen is from Al Reinecker, who has a newsletter. Otherwise, it's not easy to wade through that website and try to figure out what's going on. I think that you should be much more engaged with the Kirkwood citizens, you know, and you could do that by having poster boards in the city hall that every 3 months show what developments are being done and what's next. That would be good. Or I lost my train of thought. Hold on.
You have 29 seconds left.
Sometimes I wonder if you all really took a good look at consequences, both intended and unintended, you know, because I certainly wouldn't be voting for Kirkwood, people in Kirkwood, walking down the streets elbow to elbow, or trying to find, or having rush hour, trying to find a parking space. It just doesn't seem like it's been very well thought out, and there are a lot of unintended consequences, just like the
Thank you,
people
Tina.
before me.
Thank you.
Rats. Okay, thank you.
Mayor and council, there are no additional requests for comment at this time.
We'll now move to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion and second to approve the consent? Go ahead and stay up here. You can go ahead and stay up here. You're.
Yep.
3 minutes, yeah. Please tell us your name and address.
Nick Askew at 209 Montclair, the condos over here.
Thank you.
This is not probably the right time of the year, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway. Mosquitoes on the railroad track because water is there. Water breeds mosquitoes. I have talked about this in the past, but not to the group here. They said, what's a railroad tracks issue? When a diseased mosquito bites somebody, the news media is going to say Kirkwood. They're not going to say Burlington North, it's going to be Kirkwood. And all they have to do is put a coil or something on top of that water and it eliminates the mosquitoes. Pretty simple. I have threatened to do it, but I haven't done it. But that needs to be done. The mosquitoes were terrible this past year. We back up to the railroad tracks. It's just terrible. Let me show you some bites. Oh. So I would like to see something positive happen for that.
Thank you.
I got some time left.
A minute.
I'll relinquish my time to.
All right, we're going back to consent agenda. May I have a motion and a second to?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, the consent agenda has passed. We'll move to unfinished business, Bill 11095.
Mayor and Council, this is an ordinance granting approval of a major site plan for a parking lot and a special use permit for outdoor storage at the property known as 444 East Elliott Avenue, subject to certain conditions.
Thank you. I'm going to ask for any questions or comments. One I want to make, actually, I'd like to make a motion that the fencing that's going to be placed around I think it's not the parking lot, it's the back storage area, would be vinyl coated chain link with the midnight gray. Find it. Midnight gray slats.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table. Is there any discussion?
You want to talk through this motion?
Yeah.
Amend and add a new condition that the fence will be the vinyl coated chain link with the vinyl slats that are midnight gray. So it looks like this bottom one down here. Not the green one. Okay.
Just about talking with.
I thought it up.
Has it been discussed with the residents or with the?
This is what they were going to put in, but just basically making sure that it's a color that.
Mayor,
Green to
Mayor, it's actually midnight black and not
Right.
gray.
Okay, midnight black.
It's going from green to black.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, the motion carries. Then, roll call. Oh,
Yep.
open it back up for discussion as amended, sorry. Okay, roll call.
All right, Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack Sadek?
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean?
Yes.
Councilmember Reinecker? Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
The bill as amended has passed. Now we're going to move into unfinished business, Bill 11095. Sorry,
6.
we've done that one. Bill 11096.
Mayor and Council, this is an ordinance amending the provisions of the Municipal Code, Chapter 25, zoning and subdivision related to no-impact home-based business regulations in Section 25 through 45K, Section 2545K, and other related sections.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments on Bill 11096? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack Sadek?
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean?
This
Council-
is one that
Mm.
previously, I might have had a conflict on it, and conflict may be gone to someone.
Gonna abstain.
Got
Okay,
it. Got it.
perfect. Councilmember Reinecker?
Yes.
Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
Thank you. The bill has passed. Bill 11097.
Mayor and Council, this is an ordinance amending the provisions of the Municipal Code, Chapter 25, zoning and subdivision by changing the regulation of ground story residential for mixed-use developments in the B2 Central Business District.
Are there any questions or comments on Bill 11097? Roll call, please. Oh, yes.
Section 25-49B.
Yeah, I think Jonathan can help you.
It's just a quick, I'll wait for you to pull it up.
5-49B.
49B, the height and floor area ratio for non-residential districts. And we're adding in there that meets the mixed-use development standard found in section blah, blah, blah. What happens if it does not meet?
So if it doesn't have the minimum requirements, it wouldn't get that just means it won't get the height bonus of the extra 20 feet.
Have to be 40 feet, not 60.
Correct. Yep. So, yeah, correct.
That's easy, thanks.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack Sadek?
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean?
Yes.
Councilmember Reinecker? Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
Bill has passed final reading. Now move into new business. Resolution 99-2025.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution approving the development plan for a mixed-use project in the B2 zoning district located on the property known as 300 North Kirkwood Road, subject to certain conditions.
Do I have a motion and a second to accept resolution 99-2025 as read?
Moved.
Discussion, questions, anyone? I have something I want to say. In reading through this, I noticed there are a couple places where there's a few plants that aren't in there, but there's also more plants than what's required. And I want to thank you for doing that. It's really important in Kirkwood, and we truly appreciate that. For let's out.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. At the public hearing, I talked with Amy about this and expressing my concerns about the choice of one of the columnar trees that's currently planned. It's the tulip tree, a columnar tulip tree, and tulip trees have lots of issues. Now this, because it's columnar, it doesn't have quite as many issues as the big canopy trees, but there still are issues with tulip trees. They are interesting and beautiful and they grow fast, but they also
cause weeping stains. They require high maintenance. I don't know that they have weak wood, so in storms and other kinds of challenges, they have potential for disease. They can be messy. So because of that, and as in the first go around with this proposed development, I propose changing from the tulip tree to some other more appropriate. And Amy did speak with the city forester, Brandon Sly, and he was okay with actually fine with requesting a change of the genus of the tree that was being used, and he suggested maybe a Zelkova would be a good idea. And I 50 trees, plant Zelkovas as part of the street trees. I did some investigation into the various Zelkova, and they definitely are more suited to urban environments and heat sinks. There's a new cultivar called Musashino, which perhaps they'll consider installing, or one Zelkova of their choice. But the Musashino it blooms in the spring with yellow-green flowers. Fall color is golden yellow. Deer is probably not going to be a problem over there, but they're well regarded in the industry. So maybe they would consider, instead of the 4 tulip poplars that are proposed, that they would switch to. Would you like to make a motion?
I would.
Okay.
Assuming you guys will go along with it. The last council did, if that means anything or not. But I would move that the tulip poplars be switched out for another more appropriate species, and with a suggestion, as the city forester has proposed, that it be of the genus Zelkova, and possibly this Musashino that Merrimack Community College campus is studying right now.
Second it.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay.
Yay.
Now we're back to the resolution. Is there any more discussion on the resolution as amended? Roll call.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack Sadek?
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean? Councilmember Reinecker?
Yes.
Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
Resolution has passed. Resolution 100, 2025.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the parking permit fees for the Downtown Special Business District in accordance with Section 14334-2 of the Kirkwood Municipal Code of Ordinances for 2026.
Thank you. Do I have a motion and a second to accept Resolution 100, 2025 as read?
Motion. Second.
Very good. Thank you. I noticed from this that there is no increase from last year, and that staff is recommending that we drop the contract with the parking lot that Councilmember Reinecker worked so hard to get, but it's not being used. So, we'll have to remember that. At the coffee with the mayor, parking came up as a big issue the other day, and I have to remember we had this parking lot and it wasn't used, so, okay. Any other comments?
Tried it.
Can-
Great comment.
Yeah. And, last year we had an opportunity to talk about this at a work session. And so I did notice, obviously not an increase, but do we have a sense of how many of these permits have been bought and used, and the impact of the ticketing in terms of turnover in these parking spots? I know we've been ticketing more because we hear about it but just a little. I mean, I haven't heard.
We do have our SBD director here, and she is involved directly. If she wants to come up real quick and just.
Would appreciate, that would be
We have
great.
to,
Mhm.
no,
No, we don't have to spend
not
on
for
this.
staff. Don't need to.
So, in the past, about 10 years ago, when they did the lotteries for parking, it was always very highly competitive. And since we stopped monitoring the parking, we haven't sold as many passes. Prior to the ticketing, we probably sold about a third of our passes. And since we've increased our ticketing enforcement of parking. We have sold out 4 of the lots. Actually, somebody came in today, was very upset that she couldn't get a pass for the first 3 lots, which are her first 3 choices. So all of the lots that are central have sold out this year. And so we will be doing a lottery once this passes, and I believe that we will sell out those 4 lots right away. And then the remaining lots, there are some lots that aren't utilized very much, like the Amtrak lot. We probably sold 4 passes for that one. So we do have some lots still that have a lot of openings, but the lots that people want to park at right next to their work, they're all full.
Which is great news.
Yes.
That enforcement has helped. I think we had gotten an email from a business owner on Kirkwood Road who I sent to you, but, so it was both an employee issue, but also the customer. Is there an option for their customers that might be in there greater than 2 hours, or, is that something that still needs to kind of be?
That's something that probably needs to be looked at and discussed further. There aren't that many options in the most central lots for long-term parking. We do sell 1-day passes, but they have to come to our office. We print out a pass for that day. It's $5. You have to know to come to our office to get that pass. We do sell those to volunteers at some of the local organizations, but that's the only people that have bought those in the past 10, 15 years that I have on record. And there is longer term parking in the Amtrak lot, and then people can always park at City Hall and at Station Plaza. So we do tell people that there are options. It just may not be those central lots, again, that are most highly monitored. So
Yeah, I wondered about the 1 day. So again, that might be a messaging we need to do to remind people that those passes are still available through you all. And, whether it's the city puts it on or does, but again, I think as we now see some change in behavior, it may help us in the long run.
okay.
So I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I mean, if we can make that more public of where to come to get those day passes, we're happy to give them to people. It's just, it's a process. And so people want instant parking gratification. They want to park and be done and not think about it. So
Well, in this particular case, my sense was it was the business owner, and I suspect the customer probably was under the 2 hours. But again, I didn't, I think as we learn about the situations that don't work real well, we can start kind of collecting some data and seeing if there are other alternatives.
yeah. Any other questions?
I thought I read somewhere that those 1-day passes are also available downstairs at the finance window.
We changed the website after it was brought up to us that the website said that. I have since updated our entire website from the previous website about a month ago, so that is no longer on there.
Okay, well, it's in this thing, or at least in the memorandum.
Oh, no, they are not. They will be directed to our office. We work directly with the police department with parking.
Okay,
So finance would send them our way. Now, finance does take care of the meter on the Amtrak lot right next to Station Plaza, but that is the only one that they kind of monitor or take care of.
okay, so cross that out. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Other questions? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean? Councilmember Reinecker? Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
The bill has passed. Resolution 101, 2025.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the Blue Shield grant from the Missouri Department of Public Safety in the amount of $50,000 for the police department.
Do I have a motion and a second to accept Resolution 101, 2025 as read?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. I thought it would be important maybe just to say what this is going to be used for, and congratulate our police department on receiving it. They're going to replace the grips on their patrol pistols so that they're easier to handle. And secondly, the department will be purchasing standardized cargo boxes for their trunks so that things aren't shifting all over the place. They know right where they are when they need them. And the third thing is some AI software program for use for our dispatchers. Any other comments or questions?
Grant.
Yeah.
Grant, thank you.
Yeah.
Great.
I have a question or two. So where will this money be tracked? How will we track the expenditures against the award? And will anything coming through this grant come back to us, or will the chief be the responsible person for handling it?
Yeah, it's tracked within the police department. Their grants are tracked within the police department. Obviously, finance department works with them closely on the accounting side of it. But the police chief will be the ultimate authority on it.
So he'll do the approval and
Correct.
tracking and all that. Is this a time limited, or does he have as much time to spend it?
I'm not aware of a time limit on it. I think they have an intent to get it going quickly.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack
Yes.
Councilmember Litzo? Yes. Councilmember McLean? Councilmember Reinecker?
Yes.
Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
Resolution 012-2025.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution adopting the Safe Routes to School Plan and Southeast Kirkwood Connectivity Study as addendum to the Vision Zero Kirkwood Action Plan for the city of Kirkwood.
Thank you. Do I have a motion and a second to accept Resolution 102-2025?
Motion.
Second.
Comments or discussion? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack
Yes.
Councilmember Litzo?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean? Councilmember Reinecker?
Yes.
Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 103-2025.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution amending the contract with Arc Images for professional design services for the new Public Works facility by increasing the amount by $526,614, which includes a 10% design contingency in the amount of $47,874 for a new not-to-exceed amount of $862,894, and authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an amended contract.
Thank you. Do I have a motion and a second to accept Resolution 103-2025 as read?
So moved.
Discussion. I thought this is, a substantial contract here, and why is it increasing? Well, it is including a lot of things that were not initially included. New panels, electric panels that take us from 400 amps up to 2,000 amps. That's pretty significant. A new roof, and smaller distribution panels throughout the building. What's there is a fire hazard and no longer accepted. So this is to complete new design development drawings. Additional comments or
And
questions?
that's the 526,614 we're looking at here.
That's the additional,
Yes.
that's correct.
And that includes everything that the mayor's described. Is there
Yes.
anything else that's not, that we missed there?
Not that I'm aware of. I think the mayor covered it pretty concisely.
All right, thank you.
Roll call, please.
Can I ask a
Oh,
question?
sorry.
No. When was the original contract in 2024? When was the original approval by a council? Do you know?
I don't have that right in front of me right now. Do you know, John? Chris, I'm sorry.
2020. So has money been encumbered on this? Are we totally rebudgeting? Because will we finish it this year, or will it roll into next budget year?
All these funds will be spent by April 1 of 2026. So all this year.
In this budget year.
So is it in the current budget, including the ones that have already been approved?
Yes.
Do we encumber those, or is it just part of the budget that we put forth this year?
We encumbered the initial 336, and then we have budget funds to cover the additional
Appropriate.
$526,000.
And that will be expended by the end of this fiscal year?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack
Yes.
Councilmember Litzo?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean? Councilmember Reinecker?
Yes.
Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
Resolution has passed. Resolution 0104, 2025.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution amending the contract with Navigate Building Solutions for owner's representative services for the Public Works renovations project by increasing the amount by $90,000 for a new not-to-exceed amount of $421,000, and authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an amended contract.
Do I have a motion and a second to accept Resolution 104, 2025 as read?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Discussions, comments. I have a question for staff as to why we're increasing this contract. And we were paying 11,667 per month, and now we're going to be paying 15,000 per month. And I'm wondering why that changed.
Chris, do you want to? I believe the 15,000 is for construction oversight services and the 11,000 was for design services.
So the 11,667, there, during that time period, there's less involvement for the owner's rep. And when we're doing construction administration services, that's much more involved than what.
So it's it's really a different
Different service.
function.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. All right, do we have more comments and
I have
questions?
just a general question, Chris. Look at the numbers here. Go back to the old resolution 103. The total estimated construction cost of 7.8. That brings us to about almost 8.3 million. What's the total? And that's in today's dollars, and we're not gonna be starting this for another.
We plan on starting in April of 26.
We haven't even really gotten into the nuts and bolts of the building yet, have we? Not any walls or?
Yes. That number does include contingency in it. The estimated amount does include contingency for unforeseen items, so we, correct, 10%.
In the community center and the upgrades, 10% there, right, in all those construction contracts?
I didn't run those contracts, so I
I'm
can't.
just wondering if that's enough. I mean, it's, when we start getting these projects, all of a sudden 8.2 million.
Mhm.
Service on, like now, we're already,
We could take it out of your paycheck.
we're
Hmm.
already pregnant, so we can't.
Love it. What an analogy. There we go.
But, these things are, we gotta really be careful of our costs here going forward.
Yeah, and I think that's a big role of Navigate that will help us control our costs.
Right.
That's why we hire them, to control the contractor's costs, to make sure that the city's getting a good project.
Yes.
I have a question on this one, I think. Which resolution are we on?
We're on
Four.
104.
Up there it says 102, so trying to
Oh.
confuse me a little bit, David. Thanks a lot. So the original scope, we completed the 12 months, that was at 140, and this is an additional 6 months. That's going to be additional 15,000. And since we
month.
already, right,
Yeah.
which is a total of 90,000.
90,000.
We've already burned through October and November. Last time I checked the calendar, are we going to run some of this into April, May? Or is this going to cover us through the end of this fiscal year, this additional 6 months?
The 90,000 I'm requesting will cover us through the end of the year, through the end of the fiscal year.
For the fiscal year. So that's between the 12 months and another 6 months, you've got that covered.
Yes, and that 12 months of construction has not been touched or spent.
Okay, so that's still out there,
Yes,
and that's going
And-
to be reappropriated.
or yes, in FY 27.
Any additional questions? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack Sadek?
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean? Councilmember Reinecker?
Yes.
Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
Resolution is passed. Resolution 105, 2025.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the single source proposal of Sunbelt Solomon in the amount of $28,000 for the repair of one 1,000 kVA pad mount transformer for the electric department and authorizing and directing the Director of Procurement to issue a purchase order.
Do I have a motion and a second to accept Resolution 105, 2025 as read?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Comments or discussion?
Comment.
Yes, Councilmember Schaefer.
So just for full transparency out there, that this is we do not have a transformer like this sitting in our inventory at the electric department. And if our existing equipment would go down, it would be not a quick find to find this backup transformer that we'd need. So I'm in favor of going forward and expending more money in the electric department only because of the problems that we would have finding another transformer to replace this if one of ours would go out prematurely.
And the a new one would be 150,000.
Correct. Much more than a rebuild, so.
Any more comments or questions?
No.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack Sadek?
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean? Councilmember Reinecker? Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
Resolution has passed. Resolution 106, 2025.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement for police, emergency medical services, and emergency medical service and fire dispatching services with the city of Glendale for a term beginning January 1, 2026 through December 31, 2028.
Thank you.
I think it's actually supposed to be 29. It is supposed to be through 29. I think that's a Scrivener's error. We might want to adjust that.
6/27, it's a 3-year contract.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. It's through 28. Sorry, my bad.
Okay. I was like, that's what's in the backup material.
Okay.
Let me see.
Make sure I get that right.
Messed up.
Thank you.
But might have been like.
Do-
Oh, I just want to make sure it's right. Yeah.
Okay. Do I have a motion and a second to accept Resolution 106, 2025 as read?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, great. Thank you. I am in favor of this resolution. It's for dispatch for Glendale. And we have the capacity in our dispatch department, meaning we don't have to add anyone. The contract includes that they would purchase any hardware that's needed, any software that's needed. And the cost is in line with any other dispatch service that's out there. So, any other comments or questions?
Agreed.
And I have some, but I'll defer to Mr. Schaefer for a minute.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Mhm.
Question is for Russ. Russ, when was the last time this contract was reviewed and a renegotiation of our costs were reevaluated with Glendale?
It was this summer, basically.
Okay, and previous to that?
When it was first, when we first entered into it about 5 years ago.
Correct. And so we've increased our charges to Glendale
Mhm.
for this all through these contracts?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm ready. And tonight I ask the council and the mayor to indulge me a little bit. This one is, I'd like to address the next two resolutions. It's something for the past 14 months. I have worked on and spent a lot of time and energy. This council is well aware of my concerns, and this is really the first opportunity I have to speak publicly about this. I happened actually to have a little setback last week and was in the hospital, but thanks to Western medicine, the doctors made sure I got here tonight. This has been a priority of mine since I came on the council to look at the intergovernmental contracts in this city. The city has contracted out various public safety services to Glendale, Warson Woods for the past 5 years, to Pear for the past 10 years, and Oakland since 1978. Recently, Glendale has received 3 contracts for renewal. So tonight I'm going to just talk about the 2 of them that are before us, and then in a couple weeks we'll see the 3rd one. I've been looking at these contracts, as I said, over a year, and I've done my own financial modeling since it was really kind of hard for me to determine how the contract rates were originally determined or evaluated over the life of these contracts. My modeling and concerns have been shared with the city CAO, assistant CAO, and the city council for over this past year. It appears to me that the taxpayers in Kirkwood have subsidized public safety services to these municipalities by millions of dollars over the life of these contracts. If these renewal contracts pass, we will continue to subsidize these same services many more years into the future. I think my analysis should be of concerning to all taxpayers, residents, businesses for a variety of reasons. We in Kirkwood pay a lot of money to ensure we have access to critical public safety services, even if we never have to use them. We value providing police, fire, EMS, and dispatch directly as part of our municipality responsibility. We value the high level of service provided by those on the front lines and those in support. We work hard to support annual operation expenses and capital expenses that continue to rise every year. This city's public safety services are not set up as a private business, nor have they ever been evaluated as a private business that can sell off services to other municipalities without losing money on these contracts. The city managers of these other municipalities know how costly it is to provide all public safety services directly and know how much they save by having Kirkwood take on the financial burden of providing some of the services for them. They know they secured great deals for their taxpayers and residents, especially since they can benefit tapping into the high standards, delivery of services, and resources that Kirkwood provides in these areas for no to low cost. I don't believe that any of these contracts, including the one we'll see in a couple weeks, show good stewardship of Kirkwood taxpayer dollars or resources. I believe we need to stop subsidizing public safety services to other municipalities on the backs of Kirkwood taxpayers. During the past year, I heard things, we've had multiple closed session discussions and others. I've heard things like, it's free money. It is not. I've heard we have capacity. We have built capacity. Since we started with the paired dispatch, we have added over the last 10 years capacity. We didn't have it to start with, but we've built it, so now we continue to have it. They're subsidizing Kirkwood. Absolutely not. We're subsidizing them. This contract, the dispatch contract, is based on dispatch call data. We haven't had accurate dispatch call data until maybe around 2024. We didn't start with accurate data, we didn't continue with accurate data, and we didn't base these on accurate data. And then if we ask for too much money with these renewals, they will go somewhere else. I don't have a problem. I understand they need to service their communities, but I am opposed to it being serviced on the backs of Kirkwood. So I'm going to address this first one, the dispatch. In my early on financial modeling, because data and numbers were hard to come by, I looked at a per capita and a per household cost. So I went with the per capita just to report out tonight. I won't bore you with 1,000 numbers, although I have them. The per capita cost for Glendale, which also includes Morrison Woods for dispatch services, runs $20 for the year. Per capita cost for Kirkwood residents is 10 times greater, $200 a year. The current contract that expires at the end of this year is for $159,490 for the last year. And still, I have really no idea where the beginning number came from. We've added capacity, so, you know, we kind of continue to add things to sell out to others. Interestingly, electric and then this year water have added services from an outside vendor to reroute water and electric incident response calls away from our dispatchers so that we don't overload them during an incident. So I'm going to move forward to the current contract. The city's own analysis, when we finally started getting some data from them, the contract could start at $357,000. My analysis, and granted, you know, somebody could probably argue with some of my numbers, but at least I have them, I could back them up, would be $443,661. That we start with a percentage escalate. The contract submitted to Glendale is going to start at $175,000. And to go back to our response management services, it's costing us over $135,000 annually to send other calls out to another vendor. I believe that we can continue to provide strong dispatch services. If somebody would like to reasonably contribute to both our ongoing operation cost and capital needs, we're looking at $1 to $2 million to move dispatch. Who knows what that number is going to be? It will be all on the backs of Kirkwood taxpayers. For this, I am opposed.
Councilmember McLean.
First of all, Gina, I want to thank you, Mayor and Gina, this whole council. The residents should thank this council for the research that they do in these contracts and everything else. Look at it, they dive into the weeds on this stuff. Wonderful that this. We have a little bit of different take on this, however. We have the staff and we have the equipment already in dispatch. Get rid of Glendale, we're not going to be able to reduce our staff. We have the same staff, we have the same equipment, the same costs. We're going to be good stewards of the assets that we're responsible for. I believe that we need to capture as much as we can from our investment. If someone says, Mark, here's $100, I want you to be a good steward of my investment here of 100. I'm not going to just leave it there in cash for a year and worth less money a year later. I'm going to invest it, if nothing else, in a government bond and get 3 or 4 or 5% interest. And to me, this is kind of what we're doing with the Glendale ambulance. We're getting $175,000, of which we wouldn't get otherwise, but we're still going to have the same costs. I do agree with Gina that we need to continue to monitor these things and try to increase the revenue we get. If there comes a point in time when we can reduce staff, reduce equipment, I'm all for it. It's a different story. But until that point in time comes, I think we need to capture whatever revenue we can from this. I'm gonna use we build an aquatic center. People from Glendale come from there, they pay a non-resident fee. Should we not allow them to come because they're not paying the fair share of the Kirkwood residents? It's a different philosophy. It's a business decision for me. And I just see it a little bit differently than Gina.
Any other comment?
Thanks, Mark, for making those comments, and I basically agree with you that the city of Kirkwood, we have fixed costs, both operating and capital expenses, and any money that we can, any additional revenue that we can obtain from other nearby municipalities, using excess capacity of staff and equipment. And I've asked the chiefs, do you have a problem with this? Are you getting complaints from your staff that they're overworked?
and I've not heard a single word that to, as if they are. In my years on council, I mean, this has basically started how many years ago that Russ indicated. And it appears to be working. Call times and all of the standards seem to be maintained at on an even level. Water and electric recently did take on their own incident response call system because of various outages or water main leaks that have happened recently that have overloaded the emergency response system. So I applaud them for separating out so that those calls do not go to the police dispatch. If we were to discontinue this, it would be at a cost, I believe, totally of about, in addition to our other contracts that we have that haven't been renegotiated yet. I thought the number was close to $500,000 a year. So I am for this unless we see as time goes by that changes need to be made to the contracts or they need to be discontinued or things are not working. But for the moment, they appear to be working, and this proposes another 3-year contract with Glendale to extend dispatch services to them with annual increases, and I'm fine with this.
Councilmember Schaefer?
Just clarification on that, after, most of this response is for after hours for electric and for water. Electric did it, it worked fine. Electric had money, doesn't have money. Now we're the water, and water is for after hours. So the police, for as many years as we've had this dispatch, worked fine. It was just, we're thinking that it was going to make things better. So again, just a clarification that the answering services that we are contracting with, and Chris is here and he can address that if he wants to. I believe that was talked about at a previous council meeting, and that's for after hours primarily, not so much for during the day. So.
Just a couple follow-up. Again, this wouldn't, in my perspective, impact dispatch at all. Our dispatch covers non-emergency calls for Glendale in overnight, on weekends, and on holidays. So we do that extra that somehow may or may not be factored in here. The other thing is, yes, what's kind of ironic to me is we get that $175,000 check, not literally. We get a $175,000 check bouncing into our bank account, and then we bounce $135,000 right out to an outside vendor. I believe that our dispatchers, we need what we have. We have, over these 14 years, an increasing demand, even here in Kirkwood. I moved it, over at, when we did this current budget year, I moved $1 million around in the budget, just looking at a couple of line items, and it didn't affect one position. I believe that we have probably $40,000 wiggle room, but again, I am attempting to be a good steward. And again, Mr. McLean just said to me, this is a great debate, and we will leave it up for the residents to weigh in when they have an opportunity to do it after the vote.
Anybody else?
I'll add
Councilmember
something.
Reinecker?
I agree with Mark. Gina, you've done a great analysis of this. And this has a 30-day out. If we want to cancel it, we can get out of this in 30 days. And if somebody can bring a program or a plan showing how many dispatchers we can eliminate and how much cost we can save, then I'd say that it makes sense to not have Glendale. But as long as we're not going to reduce staff or services, we have excess capacity. I mean, I don't like the way it sounds, but we do. So in the tight budget that Kirkwood's in, I don't think we can kick $175,000 away. I have
More comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack Sadek?
No.
Councilmember Litzo?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean, Councilmember Reinecker,
Yes.
Councilmember Schaefer,
No.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes.
Resolution 107, 2025.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an intergovernmental shared administration agreement for the fire department management with the city of Glendale for a term beginning January 1, 2026 through December 31, 2028.
Thank you. I am also going
We'll
to,
need a motion and a
oh,
second.
motion and a second, please.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Be in favor of this, kind of for the same reason. This covers the salary of our fire chief to oversee the Glendale Fire Department, which does not have a chief. We've been doing this for the past 5 years. It requires him to spend biweekly time, and they want that kind of the same time every 2 weeks. So the contract is for $87,000, $87,569, which I think, again, will come off of our bottom line. So comments or questions?
I'm ready for this one too, if nobody else. As I continue to think that none of these are capacity contracts, I might be convinced, interestingly, to say that maybe this one is. We apparently, after the last 5 years, have not needed a full-time fire chief, assistant fire chief, or a admin assistant. His contract covers 3 different positions, and apparently neither has Glendale. I'm unaware of how many other fire municipal houses don't really need a full-time fire chief. But maybe we have capacity there, non-productive work hours that we feel comfortable selling off to other fire departments. Maybe that's why we're contracting this out. Our current fire management team consists of 7 people, which is a significant increase from when I was last on the council. The fire management capacity was first identified as we had, excess time on the chief's hand in 2020. And so that's when this first contract was signed. 2 years later, the fire department added 3 additional fire management positions in terms of battalion chiefs, which added 168 hours of management time, which increased our fire department management by 102%. So now if we had it in 2020, I suspect we have it in this current year. Firehouse 3, our little favorite doghouse at Essex and Doherty Ferry, were selected to lose 3 frontline EMS ambulance positions so that we could add 105% management to our fire department. Just as a little background, in 2015, the Kirkwood citizens voted to approve a 25% sales, a 0.25% sales tax to add 7 firefighter positions. And that was by a vote of 66 to 33%, so that we could add 7 EMS firefighters, so that we can go from providing 1 ambulance to 3. And now with the move to increasing our management team, we have reduced that down to 2.5. And that includes, in this time, we've added service territory, which will be in a couple weeks, that contract. We've added EMS coverage to Glendale and Warson Woods. And I encourage you all to contact me if you would like to see that, because basically Glendale as a city is paying us nothing for that. And I got some staggering numbers on this one. So that's just the back. Glendale is not a 4th firehouse, where they operate as mutual aid under the management of Kirkwood. Again, I haven't identified any other municipalities that don't need a full-time fire chief. I believe that Kirkwood should value having a full-time fire department management commitment. If we don't need all of our current management team servicing our fire department and residents, we should revisit our management structure and work to right-size that and work to get additional frontline critical personnel in place. If we have excess administrative staff, there's many departments, I am sure, in this city that could buy into that excess staff. Again, I get everybody likes the money coming in, but I think we're doing ourselves a disservice. I know that Chris and Jonathan over there probably don't want to make eye contact with me if I ask the question. How many other department heads in the city of Kirkwood have excess time we can sell off to another municipality? And I am sure they would probably, one, not make eye contact, but two, tell me professionally, or maybe not, go pound sand. So don't worry, I'm not asking. I already know the answer. But as I look at this, I do want to admit I might be short-sighted. Maybe I'm just not the visionary. There may be a fire department management book written somewhere with a chapter called How to Do More with More Top Leadership. It recommends, or how to do more with less top leadership. So this is a plan. Maybe this is a plan to get us ready to roll back our leadership. And in this plan, again, this chapter might be out there somewhere. It recommends you build some experience with battalion chiefs, running your fire operations 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then you put a committee in that makes decisions by committee, which Russ shared with me not too long ago about some decisions that committees made over there. And then after maybe 5 to 10 years of experience setting those things in motion, we too can consider going to another municipality and see if we could just buy some remote or pop-in fire chief coverage. So maybe this is a plan to get us to another point after this contract's up. I may be misguided, but again, I think that we should value our leadership, we should value our employees, and we should value our Kirkwood residents and taxpayers. I am opposed to this one.
Councilmember McLean?
It's all AI related.
I know, well, that's the pop-in chief model.
I agree with Gina on the fact that, maybe we have too many chiefs in the firehouse that needs to be looked at. I don't know the answer. I'm not an expert in that, but I think that's something that council has discussed a lot. And, I'm hoping that's on the radar screen coming up for next year's budget. In the meantime, we have $87,000 coming in. Hate to lose that in the meantime, but I don't want to lose focus on the fact that the bigger picture, I think, is what Gina's bringing up, is staffing of these firehouses. But in the meantime, I'm not opposed to working with Glendale and getting $87,000 as long as we address the bigger issue in the room of the number of.
Schaefer.
Okay, I'm going to jump in. Thanks, Mayor. Appreciate that. So I'm going to go back to personnel. So doghouse, I don't call them doghouse, Essex Dottie Ferry. So correct me where I'm wrong, Russ, and help me with this. If the hook and ladder needs to go out, then the pumper can't go out because it takes 3 people. And so one person sits back in the firehouse over there, correct?
I believe that's correct, yes.
So same
When
thing.
we have a ladder response, which
Correct.
is
When
not
we have
common.
a ladder
It's
response.
staffed with 4 on staff, that's correct.
Correct. Okay. So the other equipment that the city's paid for just sits there because we don't have that extra firefighter over there that could take out the ambulance and go a different direction if needed to be. So mine is staffing. We need to have as much staffing on all the time for safety. I'm a safety crazy nut. And so having more people over there and not running to Glendale, the citizens of Kirkwood pay for the services here. And so I'm kind of torn because I hear there's $87,000 sitting there, but I'm also torn that if that hook and ladder has to go out somewhere and we don't have that extra ambulance for whatever reason, something catastrophic happens, we have a train accident or something and we can't get all of our equipment out because we don't have enough people that are actually can do that. That's my concern. So it's just a statement. I'm just making a statement so people know and understand that.
Can I follow up with that, Liz?
Yes.
More of a question. I agree with you, total safety, but we're talking the fire chief and it's goes at his will. And so I'm not sure if that really affects the staffing. If chief goes to the fires, I've seen
Right.
the fires.
Sure.
So I'm not sure how this would affect the staffing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is this money that we're taking for more staffing? Then I'm in favor of it, but if,
7,000.
right,
Okay.
yeah. So if we're doing that and we're going to put more money to it so that we have 3 firefighters over there all the time.
Back to what
then-
Gina's point.
Exactly. So.
But the money goes into the general fund. So to the fire department's disadvantage, they don't really, have a lot of information, to my understanding, in those funds, and it's not solely dedicated. It's a general fund.
Correct.
Firehouse 3 has 3 apparatus. They have the ladder truck, and according
Pump.
to their 1710 standard, if that goes out, there should be 4. And again, the safety in full operation. And then they have the mini, which has to have 3,
Correct.
and ambulance 2.
2.
We have apparatus that are out of service. If the ladder goes out and an ambulance goes to Glendale, we're left with maybe 1 ambulance in Kirkwood. So again, granted, this is a chief a management, because it's beyond the chief discussion, but the effect in managing the day-to-day public safety services through appropriate staffing is of concern. And again, if we're talking capacity, okay, argue with me, I agree. We have way capacity in fire administration, but at what cost is it to our frontline workers? So, over the dispatch, this one is a bigger problem. This is number 2. Number 3 is to come.
Councilmember Letzow?
Thank you, Mayor. So right, I mean, this question is, would we like Glendale to help us pay the salary of our fire chief? My answer is yes. We have other questions about staffing and budget constraints. Councilmember Jack might remember back to 2015 when the proposal to hire 7 new firefighter EMS workers was on the table. And I think you opposed that idea?
No, it actually passed by voters. I mean, it went to the vote. So, yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so
So, you know what?
I
This
have
is
recollected that you were not in
2025.
favor of doing that.
You know,
We
Nancy,
did add 7,
thanks-
I'm
thank-
speaking, thank you, Gina. Yeah, so we added 7 new firefighters back in 2015. And over time, with the new fire chief, he asked for several years for battalion chiefs because he determined, and with best practices across the firefighting industry or whatever sector, that it's best to have someone in charge when there is an actual fire. So we finally relented, agreeing with his arguments that it makes sense to have the battalion chiefs. We've since not had the budget to hire the additional, to backfill those spaces for firefighter EMSs. The chief is asking for them this year, and I believe at a cost of $360,000. I don't know where that money is coming from. It's wishful thinking. He's always said, I would be more than happy to get the extra staff, but I know we have budget challenges, so I'm not going to insist on it. It certainly would be helpful to fully outfit Firehouse 3, and to have that fully functional for any situation. If calls happen to come out and we find ourselves short-staffed, there's also mutual aid, there's extra aid. We constantly help other municipalities in the area. And it's a commonplace standard operating procedure to respond to other municipalities when they need help. Festus came, I believe it was Festus or Fenton, came and helped us with the recent major water main break. and brought us tanks of water in case we had fires that we needed to respond to. It was one of those starting with an F, one of them, asbestos, yes. So a longer way, yeah. But anyway, we are talking about Glendale helping us pay for the fire chief. The fire chief does not see this as a burden on his time. He's more than happy to do it. It doesn't appear to be impacting services here as far as his administrative services, his leadership, all of that. Chief James Silvernail is highly regarded, winning all kinds of awards and being asked to serve on this and that and the other body as the president of whatever boards. I am totally fine with doing this.
How many hours? It didn't specify. It's just bi-weekly to hold office hours.
It's like about 7 or something, I don't remember.
Per.
Talked about it one
Right.
point in time. I don't know whether it's in here.
I
or not, but
don't
there-
know that it's indicated, but
It's not indicated in the, it's not indicated in the
In the
contract, but it
contract,
does
so it could be.
approximately 8 hours a month in that range.
Thought I saw it
2
before
hours
and
per
something
week.
else that was passed out to
Mhm.
us.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was approximately 8 hours, 7 or 8 hours a month.
Okay. Any more comments or questions?
But, and again, I don't want to make this into a heated debate, but I just do have a couple of comments. I do believe Kirkwood deserves full-time attention to Kirkwood. Yes, we, thank God, get mutual aid because there's been a time or two, our ladder truck has been helping dropping a golf ball at a golf tournament, and we've had to have mutual aid respond, one of which was at a call at Target. So yes, I get, we're on this hope nothing happens model. I would rather us be proactive in providing good, solid public safety services to our community. And those in that sector know how, they can prioritize their work versus us shuffling everybody all around. And that is all I will say.
Councilmember Zimmer?
I will jump into this.
Mhm.
I know when I was on the finance committee many moons ago, we talked about mutual aid. And in the analysis, our mutual aid that we gave to surrounding municipalities was much greater than the mutual aid that we received. So, that's something, and we asked, well, we're giving more than we're receiving when it comes to mutual aid. What can we do financially? There was never really a good answer for that because mutual aid is mutual aid. I do agree that staffing, because when we created these battalion chiefs positions, they were not backfilled. And that to me is a concern that we need to figure out how to pay for that and fully staff our fire department. So.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack Sadek?
No.
Councilmember Lizzo?
yes.
Councilmember McLean?
Yes.
Councilmember Reinecker? Councilmember Schaefer?
No.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
The resolution passes. Resolution 08-2025.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution amending and readopting the City of Kirkwood city fee schedules pertaining to the fire department.
Do I have a motion and second to accept resolution 0108-2025?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Comments, questions, discussion? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gibbons?
Yes.
Councilmember Jack Sadek?
Sure, yes.
Councilmember Lizzo?
Yes, sorry, I got a caramel in my mouth.
Is that right? Councilmember McLean?
Yes.
Councilmember Reinecker?
Yes.
Councilmember Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, city council reports. Do we have any city council reports?
I have something to say. I don't really have official report, but again, since Carrie's here, I tell you, every little city encounter I have with other groups, when her name comes up, it's nothing but rock star. So I met with some groups, with some folks at the Historical Society. They thoroughly enjoyed their time with you, and your enthusiasm, your willingness to extend services and help and support and be inclusive of those within the special business district and even on the cusp of that is just amazing. So I've yet to encounter anybody that doesn't have glowing remarks. Okay. I just want you to know you are so much appreciated. And I just can't imagine when you're going to take a break, what that might look like.
Thank you, Gina. And then Councilmember Letzow?
Thank you. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Paul. So the Kirkwood Arts Commission had their opening of the winter art exhibit last night, but I just want to make sure that everybody knows that there's a new art exhibit hanging over in the K-PAC lobby galleries. Show highlights the talents of Bill Gangle, his father, deceased William J. Gangle, who was a very talented watercolorist, and Tim Hamilton, who does photography, watercolor, and acrylics. And this show runs through February 14th over at the Performing Arts Center. Let's see, you can visit during the day. I'm not sure I know the hours of operation over there when it's open, like maybe from 11 to 4 or whatever, but it's free. Just wander in and you can see all of the wonderful art exhibits. And a lot of actually following the next openings of the Kirkwood Arts Commission exhibits, there will be concerts following that, I believe, for the next 2 or 3 exhibits immediately following. So that's another fun thing to add to your calendar. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Schaefer?
Thank you, Mayor. Library board information. So library board, they're concerned about the senior tax freeze that's happening, and they don't know exactly how that's going to impact them yet. Fortunately, they have a little reserve setback just in case. This is a thank you to the EMS team from the fire department. They came for a person that had fainted, fell, busted their head open bad. The EMS were praised for their quickness getting there and taking care of this person and getting them off to the hospital. And then I'm not sure who all volunteered me as getting all the notes about why there's no flagpole over at the library yet, but I got a deluge of them after Veterans Day and there were no flagpole up. So I brought that back up to them again. They have figured out that they are getting a flagpole. The Riggs company is going to help with the install of that, but they're going to hold off to do it in the spring because there's irrigation and other things that are in the way, and they don't know exactly where that's at, so they don't want to have to do more than anything there. Then Chris nicely cut out a nice section over there that we're going to plant a new tree in, which is going to be a city tree for their 100th anniversary. I've talked to the library board to run some water over there from off of their system so that we could have some water to keep everything alive. And then Chris got over there and replaced some sidewalk that was damaged out in front, and they're very grateful for that. That's it.
I wanted to let everybody know, this is a little bit up in the air, but we're getting a very cool interactive sculpture to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Route 66. It's a 12-foot by 11-foot highway shield that'll say Kirkwood above it or on it, and then the 6s have a cutout by the grant. We have to have it in by the 1st of January. We're planning to install it as soon as it gets here, and it's going to get here anytime from the 1st to the 5th of December,
The 2nd and 5th, they said let
Second
us
and
know
fifth.
after Thanksgiving, so.
of December. And what we plan to do, it's going to be very last minute, so be watching for an email from our wonderful communications director. We're going to do some kind of ribbon cutting or unveiling or what have you when it gets here and when it gets installed, but it'll probably be pretty quick. So just want to let you, we're very excited about it. People will be able to sit in the sixes or put their heads through the sixes. It'll be a really fun sculpture. Okay, anything else? City Chief Administrative Officer report.
I have nothing to report at this time, Mayor.
City Attorney report.
I have nothing to report.
Okay.
Thank you.
City Clerk report.
Yes, Your Honor, I have the report of the November 19th, 2025 meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. The following action was taken by a vote of 8-0. The commission recommended approval of a major site plan for a new coffee restaurant and a special use permit for a drive-through for Dutch Brothers at 10300 Manchester Road, which is at the Green Tree Center. A public hearing will be scheduled for this on December 18th. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Oregon.
Seeing no further business, our next regular scheduled meeting will be on Thursday, December 4th, 2025. This meeting is